welcome back to my channel, everybody. I'm going to be talking about my AEW Grand Slam review. It was good. It was good. Um, the opening match was Chris Jericho versus Cesaro for the Ring of Honor Championship. It was a good match, a good 5-star match. Chris Jericho won, which that was kind of shocking. Um, yeah, that was good. And then we have what do you Swerve Glory. Don't Swerve Glory versus the Acclaim, my favorites. Oh god, that Max and Anthony are very good rappers. If Max Caster ever decides to not, you know, you can see like if he ever decides to give up on wrestling, his rap careers can go off. Like they can go on to the music industry and they'll be good at it. People know. So yeah, so if they ever decide to stop wrestling, they can get into the music industry like right off the bat, especially in the rap one. This was a good match. The right person won was the Acclaim. About time they won. I mean, because it's been too long since they hadn't hold any title, so that was good. 5-star. That was an awesome moment. Definitely a shocker for me. Even though I was rooting for them and I wanted them to win, but thank goodness they actually won. I feel like they should have won it all out, but I'm happy that they still won tonight. Um, Pac versus Buddy. Oh no, the Orange Juice guy. Um, Good match, predictable, but it was a good match. You already knew Pac was gonna win. Well, there was now the match was good because there were moments where you think we're gonna see three title changes. So, um, Orange Juice, he gave Pac Neville a hard time, especially. And here's why I say this, and these are the only reasons why I feel like these are people who won these matches. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them. One, Triple H loved Neville. He was so high on him. If he knew if Neville wasn't getting if Neville lost to somebody like Orange Cassidy, which is there's no shade at him, no shade or nothing, but you kind of already can tell if that happened. Yeah, that was gonna Pac won't like that because that's the reason why he left WWE. He lost his cruiserweight championship to Enzo, and he was like, "Why am I losing to Enzo?" And Enzo is like a Monday Night Raw guy. So this was basically, I think he won just basically to keep him not to go to WWE, to keep him from asking for his release, and once his 90-day or whatever contract is up, so he won't go to WWE because that's a that's a Triple H guy, and Triple H is gonna pick him up soon as his contract is over with AEW. I think that's the real reason why he won. Because you haven't seen, because normally lately, in the past, you haven't really saw Pac defending those titles on TV, depending on indie shows. So that just tells you how much that the All Atlantic Championships wasn't really thought about to be to defend on TV. They were hardly ever defend on TV. And look, it was even defended on the kickoff show of All Out and not on the main show. So that clearly that they ain't really Tony's not really putting any thought on the Atlantic Championship. They hyped it up, but the hype ain't real no more. So it's like, even though it's supposed to be the Intercontinental Championship, I mean, I mean to say, to have their own Atlantic Championship, and no, it's not WWE's Intercontinental Championship where they got the idea from. Yes, they did. designs and everything. So yeah, another match was a good match. Now this match wasn't predictable. I mean, yes, but no, depending on how you saw it. Because there was three possible winners who could have won: Brittany, Athena, and Toni. Serena Dean, yeah, that bitch had no chance of winning. No shade or nothing, but you just knew she had no chance of winning. Um, this one's another one. This one's another one. There's actually two reasons. Only two reasons why Toni Storm won this match. One, to keep her from asking for her release to going back to WWE because Triple H was gone. Because that was a Triple H girl, so Triple H wouldn't pick Toni up after her 90-day contract is up. And two, because of the drama that Brittany has with Thunder Rosa. So because automatically when Thunder Rosa is all healthy, 100% healthy, it's going to be Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm for that women's championship, and then Thunder Rosa is going to win it right back from her. But so that's the only reason why. But if they had no drama, it would have been like Brittany. I wish they could have gave it to Athena because she's another Triple H girl, so she's going to be somebody who's going to be asking for her release very soon. Sooner than later. We just got to be off the lookout for her. She's going to be she said in an interview that she regret going to AEW if she knew that Triple H was going to be um charge of WWE. So I think she's happy. I think she likes AEW, but you can kind of tell she has regret going. They said a lot of people have a lot of regrets going to AEW since Triple H is now in charge. So she's another one who's on that list of regrets of going to AEW. Not that they're treating her bad, but if Tony Khan, is fucking up with her, she's gonna be another one who'll be asking for her release. So yeah. But the thing is with this one, it's not that the match was good. 5-star match. It was good. But it was after the match, Paige came out, or Saraya, but it's Paige. I wasn't screaming and jumping in the air like I know most people was, but I was more like, it's not like I didn't care, it's more of like a, she's an AEW? Kind of that kind of look, like, she's an AEW? You would think that since Triple H is back in charge, she would sign. Like, you would think that that'd be one of the people that Triple H would try to get back into WWE. And I think by the time then, and I think that this has happened after when her contract was up with WWE. She signed with AEW, and AEW kept it a secret. And this was when Vince was still in charge. I think that's Tony Khan just wanted to wait to, surprise, give people a surprise. But I think now, yeah. So yeah, it's not like I'm not happy. It's more of like of more. I'm not saying she won't do good in AEW. I just say like she she fits more better in WWE. Let's say that than AEW. Because how AEW treats the women's division is not the best. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. While WWE women's division actually gets treated a little bit gets treated better than AEW. Not throwing any shade. I'm not saying one's better than the other one. I'm just saying they WWE women. Now back in the day, like in the 80s and 90s, in the 2000s the women weren't. Now women are in WWE is getting treated a lot more better. AEW is kind of basically treating the women like how WWE treated them, having short matches, putting like giving TV women less TV time because that was one of the big things that Thunder Rosa said is she was starting to get because she's a champion, she's not really getting any TV time, which she's a champion. Why she's not getting TV time? But you have like women like Brittany, who's getting a lot of got like women like Brittany and Jade Cargill are the most women are getting more TV time than the other women and things like that because they're the, you know, in Tony Khan's eyes, that's their Charlotte and Bianca Belair. But in AEW, Jade Cargill is their Bianca Belair. Charlotte is their Brittany is their Charlotte. So yeah, Chris Statlander is like their Rhea Ripley. So yeah, those are the three women who gets more TV time. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'm happy to see her, but I'm more like she fits more WWE though, and I feel like she's another one that's going to be asking about her release. Not right away, but I feel like she's going to ask for her release sooner than later just to go back to WWE. Of course, she ain't going to compete again for 90 days, but then that's when WWE that's when Triple H is going to sign her and bring her back for a surprise. So yeah, that's another person. That's another person. Um, Scott, like Keith Lee and Swerve Scott, and other people are going to be asking for their release very soon, and those are Triple H guys, so they're gonna and you all can already tell if that happens. They're gonna have Hit Row, all four members. Keith Lee is gonna be treated like a top star, like how Triple H treated him in NXT. So, like I said, they are the next people who are going to be asking for their release. There are some stars you can see who's going to be asking for their release and some who ain't. And you already know why. Like Aleister Black. Now, I get he said mental health wise, and that's very important, but I also feel like maybe that's not all the reasons why. Like, I feel like he's asking for his release because he knew Triple H is in charge, and he's a Triple H guy. Them Selena and Aleister Black has a great relationship with Triple H, and plus he wants to work where his wife is Selena Vega. So, but he couldn't because Vince fired him. But he hired Selena back because Vince liked Selena more than he did with Aleister. So I think that's the real reason. I think that's the real, not the real. I think that's the second biggest real reason why Aleister Black asked for his release. So, and like he said, he's a private guy, so like he ain't gonna tell people the real, like he's gonna give him your like the the cover up reason, the mental health, because if people mention about their mental health or anything health wise, people are just gonna say okay, but that's not the real reason. I mean, like I said, I'm not saying Aleister Black is lying, but I'm not fully buying that it's because of mental health reasons. Like, I feel like if it's mental health, there's a reason why you have like why your anxiety is going up, your depression, because sometimes wrestling can kind of do that to you because it's just your dream and things like that, and once you're not getting booked properly or you're getting you're because you're traveling, you're doing all this traveling, and you're not getting any TV time, and yet when you are, it's either in pointless rivalries or pointless matches that nobody else cares about, and as a person, like, this is not what I want to be doing. I know I can do so much more. And like the House of Black had potential, but that potential phased out because Tony Khan didn't care about it. He was more focused on CM Punk and, the MJF situation, that he kind of neglected some of the other superstars, like the House of Black. And like when Julia Hart turned, no one cared. I mean, some people did, but like majority of people saw it coming. It was predictable. A lot of people say it was predictable and boring. Not my words, but others. It was predictable and boring. And I see why they say that, because you saw it. It wasn't, and that just tells you how much thought of her turn didn't really put any thought into it. But if it was like MJF, if MJF turned babyface, that would make it a big deal. If like CM Punk winning the championship in his hometown made it a big deal. Even if CM Punk turned heel, they're gonna make that a big deal. You get what I mean? Like if Brittany, if she turned babyface, that would be a big deal. Or like when Jamie Hayter turns on Brittany, or Brittany turns on her, it would be a big deal. But when the House of Black, when Julia turned, it wasn't a big deal. No one cared about it. Because now Miro is starting to become that person that people still like him, but it's people is also saying, yeah, I don't care about him. Or they're saying, like, he needs to go back to WWE. And Miro agrees. And Rusev is another person. He's going to be asking for his release. Because he's another Triple H guy who's going to be going back to WWE. He's going to be asking for his release. So far, Adam Cole's been treated well, but then eventually you got to know in your mind, he's going to be another person going to be asking for his release. Kyle O'Reilly is going to be another person who asks for his release. The Undisputed Era group members are they're all going to ask for their release sooner or later. Bobby Fish was the one. Like, one that he asked for his release, but they let his contract expired. Because I guess Bobby signed a 1-year deal. So Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole are the next. So far, Chris Jericho and Daniel Bryan and Jon Moxley haven't really complained, so can't really say they're going to be AEW. They're going to be asking for their release. So far, no. Especially Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho gets treated everywhere he goes, so it's kind of hard for him. Because he gets treated like a star no matter what company he goes to. So, Daniel Bryan. Yes. You have to really think about it. I haven't followed Daniel Bryan's indie career, but if people did, he got treated well in Ring of Honor. He always got treated well. Ring of Honor, WWE, um, now AEW. So you know, Jon Moxley, same thing. So yeah. But speaking of Jon Moxley and Daniel Bryan, let's talk about that main event. Um, it was a good match. It was a good match. I liked it. Something about me just like, okay, so it's like this. It's like I wasn't happily, but I wasn't bored, but I was like, oh my god. It was kind of like I was rooting for Daniel Bryan to win. the AEW World Championship, but when Jon Moxley won, I'm like, ugh, okay. But then I remember what something that MJF said is like, he said, it don't matter who wins tonight's match. Well, he said, yes, it does matter, but he said that, but he basically said that when he's cashing in his championship match at Full Gear, and that'll be the main event, Jon Moxley versus MJF at Full Gear, and MJF is winning that match. Basically, Jon Moxley is a transitional champion, which means, for people who don't know what that means, but if they do, this means that they're just title holders for somebody else. Like, well, yes, they're champions, but like, they already know that their championship run is just for somebody to like, it's like they eventually gonna give their title to somebody else down the line. Now I get why they don't want to do that with Daniel Bryan, because Jon Moxley, he's not a babyface, but he's technically not. He's not a babyface, but he's technically not a heel either. While Daniel Bryan, he's a baby. He's gonna keep playing the. He's always as the underdog babyface or the underdog heel. Yes, there is a such thing as the underdog heel. Daniel Bryan plays that perfectly. So you're not gonna give the underdog a championship to be a transitional character. You're more likely, if he's gonna win a championship, it's like it's supposed to be a big moment. Like it's special. It means something compared to someone like Jon Moxley. He's not an underdog. He's kind of a he's kind of that type of person. He can make the title prestigious, but also appreciate it and put on good matches, but also knows that when the time is right, he needs to lose the title. To him, the title doesn't mean. Basically, he's the kind of person like, the old saying in wrestling is, there's two sayings. The championship makes the person, or that's the first one. The champion makes the person, or the person makes the champion. Well, in this case, John, he's the type of person, because if you listen to his promos, I listen sometimes. He basically says, I make the championship. The championship don't make me. I make the championship. So basically what he means by that is, it doesn't matter how many times he wins the championship, it's like, he's the one who makes the championship special. The championship don't make him special. Or, So, he can win titles, lose titles, but he's still the same person. Like with Sasha Banks. That's why everybody liked her. It's because she goes by that model as well. The champion don't make her. She makes the championship. And that's why you always see her don't have a lot of title reigns, but also at the same time though, when she do have title reigns, they're very good. Because when she loses, she's still going to be the same person. She's still going to be the boss. And things like that. With Bianca Belair, she's kind of both. She makes a champion, and the champion makes her. So, she's kind of both. But she's more on the... She makes a champion, but she is a little bit of both. She's both. She's balanced. But, yeah, So I was kind of a little disappointed to see John Moxley win. Even though I get it, like don't get me wrong, like even me saying that, even I get why they had him win, but at the same time though, I still just don't. I don't like it. Just don't make sense to me. Well, everybody, that's it for my AEW Grand Slam review. You see that yawn? That means it's time for me to wrap it up. Yeah, but that's it for my AEW Grand Slam review. I'm gonna be back for on Friday for the AEW Grand Slam, AEW Rampage Grand Slam. It's a 2-hour live show. Um, when they do shows like this, they make Rampage more exciting. They don't make Rampage boring. Since it's since they ever are in stadiums once a year, so they try to make Rampage as most exciting as they can. Tony Khan actually put effort in it. So yeah, you're gonna see me. This is also the second to last day of the Vertigo season. Tomorrow will be the last season. Kind of sad, but you know, like they say, things don't last forever. But overall, I'm gonna give AEW Grand Slam 4 stars. Thank you. Good night.